The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Time with Blind United. It is Thirsty Thursday, and of course, I'm Ed, and I'm joined this morning with Brittany. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning, Ed. If y'all are thirsty, go get a drink. It's Thirsty Thursday.
And then we have Miss Carol. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, everyone.
And then we have a special visitor, Miss Ray. How are you doing, Miss Ray?
Good morning. I'm good. I hope everybody's staying cool out. It's pretty hot, so I hope everybody has something cool to drink.
Well, it's still morning time, so I'm still drinking coffee.
Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
Well, at least past noon, right?
Well, they got iced
Hey, just
coffee
as long
too
as you
now.
wait till past noon, then you're good. I mean, that's the way I see it.
Okay. Well, anyway, y'all, we don't have any interest groups tonight, so don't look at that as a down thing. Look at it as an opportunity for somebody that may have an idea for an interest group. We've got an open time slot on Thursdays, especially on the first and the third Thursdays of the month. You can slide on in there, right, wherever you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Well, just get at us, let us know. info@blindunited.org. And, in the subject line, put group suggestion. You know what I'm saying? And let's talk about it. Let's see if we can put something up in there. Like I said, in a couple, 2-3 years we've been doing this now, I've been totally amazed at some of the groups that, I didn't think would work, but they're working. So if you got one that is something you're interested in and you want to put it out there, I'm quite sure there's going to be somebody else that's interested in exactly the same stuff, and they'd be more than willing to come in and join you and participate in whatever your interest may be. So anyway, what's everybody got going on today?
Just me. I'm just going to relax in the air condition, try not to be out in this heat.
She say wrapped in the air
Relax.
conditioner. Oh,
relax.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for you can just turning the air conditioning up, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be in the streets. I'm going to Top Golf later on tonight. So
Okay. Hit one at about 250 yards from me.
All right, I will definitely try.
More.
Right. Just go light on the cocktails, on the adult beverages, because they don't mind serving them to you. That's for sure.
No, that's what I've heard. I've heard that they don't mind serving them. Have you ever been, Ed? I know Loretta's been,
Yeah, I've been in Top Golf. It's nice. They give you your own little what we want to call it, like a little cabanion.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's it's more digital golfing. I mean, yes, you are hitting a golf ball,
Uh-huh.
but it's all digital. You hit the golf ball, and the computer, tells you how many yards you would have went,
Oh.
all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, you get a little companion where it's got a little lounge area in it where you and your guests, however many, I forget how many you allowed to have in your companion.
Mm.
But I mean, they'll serve you food, snacks, drinks, whatever you want.
All right.
You know,
Okay.
so
Nice.
but yeah, no, I've been a couple times, so it was a lot of fun. First time I went, it was down in Florida when I was down there with Joy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so and then Loretta, she's all into it. She's got some kind of membership, so she really likes going up there, and it's the driving range of today.
Okay, okay.
I remember when I was a kid, my stepdad used to love to golf, and we'd go to the driving range, and he'd get a big old bucket of balls and just go out on the driving range with a whole row a bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? And
No, yeah,
Oh
no.
wow.
I used to go with my grandfather all the time, man. Just yeah, big old bucket of balls and just hit yeah.
yeah, well,
Good
I
times, good
never done
times.
that before.
yeah, well, welcome, Corinne. Corinne came in. How you doing, Squeeze? Probably got to get unmuted. Uh, uh, but believe it or not, down there where the Fox Hills Mall and all that stuff is now,
Mm-hmm.
there used to be a driving range right there. There used to be a go kart track, all that stuff right there. You
Oh
know,
wow.
way back when I was a little one. Well, not a little one, teenager, whatever.
Right,
So,
right.
I'd go and hit a couple golf balls, or depending on the day, I might go do the go karts first. And then after I wear out my laps, I go make my way over to the driving range and hang out with my stepdad. And every now and then he let me hit a couple balls,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
knock them over the fence. He was good for knocking them over the fence. There's that cemetery that's over there. Was it Centinela or whatever it is?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
well, that used to be the back side of the driving range.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they had those big tall poles with the nets on them and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. My stepdad, he was a trash man, or what we want to call sanitation engineer.
Okay, okay.
But he had big old arms, right? And man, they so he'd use a driver, and he was knocking them over the fence, and then I don't know, somebody over there got a little upset, and they then they start, well, no, we got, until we raise the fence, everybody got to use irons, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my stepdad was so strong, it didn't matter what golf club he put in his hand, he was knocking them over.
He was just
Ooh,
whacking
you
them,
gonna
huh?
knock him over regardless.
Yeah, he was a big, strong guy. So, but anyway, did you get unmuted, Corinne? You there?
I want to say she may have left. She might be using her phone, and I'm telling you, man, this app is a pain in the butt to use as a blind person. I really want to I want to be a Karen and talk to whoever the manager
Well,
is.
Thomas is here. Good morning, Thomas. How are you?
Not bad. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. So,
Oh, Thomas is here. Good morning,
yeah,
Thomas.
Good morning. How are you?
yeah,
Morning,
Great.
Thomas.
yeah. Maybe I let Thomas in. Maybe it wasn't Corinne. Maybe it was Thomas I let in.
It was Thomas. I had to find out. I didn't know I had to download an app and all that, so I had to go through that process. But
Oh
we
yeah,
Well,
that's
got
a
it.
fun process.
well, at least you were able to figure it all out. So, welcome to
Yeah,
coffee
I got in
time.
here.
And
So
anyway, since you are new to us, haven't really got Thomas, for those listening in, Thomas is a new gentleman that found us on social media and stuff, and has popped in and has clearly stated he's enjoying what Blind United is doing over here. So, in an effort to try to get you to know a little bit, get you to know you a little bit, Thomas, not necessarily trying to make this an interview, but tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
all right. Well, I'm 53 and I've been blind since birth. I had light and color perception in one eye, and then when I was 15, got hit in the eye with a snowball, and that took detached the retina, so I took the rest of the vision. So I've been totally blind since about age 30, and I've trying to join different social groups such as Blind United, another group, iBug Today, that sort of thing. So just trying to get myself out there and let people know who I am. And
Right.
so, and I like technology and phones and voiceover and all that fun stuff. So,
Okay, okay. Well, and I know you had an opportunity now. You've seen our schedule and all that stuff. We got quite a few different technology groups
activities.
that we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, our community, we definitely rely a lot on technology. So we definitely want to, try to make sure we have something in place to try to help people with that,
Yeah.
because not everybody's always tech savvy.
Right.
Sometimes it takes
Right.
a minute to get it, so we just want to be there and try to help people out with all that stuff. So
Very
anyway,
good. Well, I appreciate what you guys do, and I enjoy the conversations, and so I wanted to join this coffee time and see what it was all about. So,
okay. Well, this is our morning, live stream that we do every day. Well, Monday through Friday anyway.
right.
And then we just, we started doing it as a kind of like a little promo thing for the interest groups of the day.
All
And
right.
then, so we just put it out there, what we got going on that particular day, whatever it may be. And then it evolved into what it is now, where we come up with different articles and, we present them and then have a little conversation about them on the other side,
Very
So,
good.
so. But anyway, Brittany, I don't know if you've actually officially met her yet. Brittany is one of my co-founders that helped start Blind United with me and another lady, Cheryl Thurston. So she's
Okay.
in here, and then Ray, she is also in here. She's one of our interest group leaders. She does fitness on the second and fourth Monday of every month.
All
It
right.
was at 6 o'clock, Ray.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock. She does that. I don't know what happened to her. I think it kicked her off.
Okay, well maybe she,
Gotta
We
love
are
the app,
live,
right?
guys. It
yeah,
does happen from
it
time to
happens.
time.
Technology, and then we got Miss Carol. She's out of Dallas. I think you might have had a word or two with her in one of the meetings or so, but she's
Yeah.
another lady that found us through social media and word of mouth, and she's been right here with us every day ever since. So
Very good.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
okay, so yeah, we did lose Ray. So anyway, so but other than that, I mean, so you retired now, Thomas?
No,
I mean,
I actually work at Michael's craft store, and I get to
okay,
work at my craft every day, right?
that's right, that's right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
the crafting ladies would probably love to meet you.
Oh yeah, probably would. I can get big discounts on craft supplies.
Well, they definitely spend a lot of time and money at Michael's and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
they do knitting, crocheting, jewelry
Oh
making,
my.
a few other things. So they do
Right.
that. Again, you'll see that on the schedule. If I remember right, that is the second Wednesday of every month
Okay.
that they do their group. And then I think it's, what is it, the third Thursday or the fourth Thursday, I think it is that's when they do their actual outings,
Oh,
where
okay.
they
All
go
right.
out to Michael's or wherever they're going to get their crafting supplies from.
Okay. Very good.
You so
Yeah, I had to memorize where things were in the store because people had asked me, where's the polymer clay or where's this or where's that. So I found the Michaels app very helpful in that regard because it tells you what aisle the item is on. So if you search for an item and it brings it up, it'll tell you what aisle it's on. So it's very helpful.
okay, that's cool. I mean, and I didn't hear it all because I was navigating on the computer and had jaws in my ears. So you said there's an app for Michael's?
There's an app for Michaels. It's the Michaels app, and you just download it. It's free. And once you put a search term in, for example, we'll just say polymer clay, it'll bring up the results. And once you click on the one that you want or that you want to look at, it will tell you what aisle that's on in the store so that you can find it.
Okay. And I guess each store is different, right? Because not every store will be laid out the same.
Right.
So
they're all different. So when you initially download the app, it'll ask you what store you're nearest to, and then it'll face it off that store.
Okay, cool. We have to pass that information on to the ladies, and that might help them out a lot while they're out there.
Yeah. Very helpful.
Okay. Well, cool. That's good stuff. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like 90 aisles in the store, so I had to go and memorize them.
Right. I mean, there's smaller aisles, but there was a bunch of them the last time I was in there. I remember, you know, I back in the day I had I don't know, you remember, Thomas, what one of those U-Doos are?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a U-Do, so you know, you guys were one of the places where I could get my screens and ink and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So emotion sheets and all that other kind of stuff that goes with it. So plus my wife was a big time crafter as well. So
okay.
yeah. So but
very good.
All right. Well anyway, I'm gonna run these commercials.
Go for it.
These commercials right quick, and then
before you do the commercials.
Yeah, go ahead, Britt.
I was gonna say before you do the commercials, I was just gonna read the comments. Corinne said good morning. Okay. And you can go on, and I will not interrupt anymore.
No, you're welcome to interrupt me at any time, Britt, especially for comments from people, you know, down in that on that end. So.
Can you guys
so
hear
let me get this started. Yes, we can get you now, Ray. Yeah, you're having some technical difficulties over there, I can tell. So, all right, well, let me go ahead and play these things, and I'll be back to you guys on the other side in just a minute.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United.
Feeling lucky? Join Blind United for a thrilling day at Viejas Casino and Resort. Slaw Machine. Mark your calendars for Friday, August 9th. We're rolling out from 2 locations, Montclair and Buena Park at 9 a.m. sharp, so don't be late. For just $21, you can enjoy a ride filled with fun, refreshments, and the chance to win big. Remember, space is limited, and the deadline for your payment is July 20th. All bookings are non-refundable after July 20th. Bring your poker face and your ID and get ready for a day of excitement and entertainment. No worries about the drive. We've got you covered. You can just relax there and back. Book your spot now. Contact Cheryl at 909-821-9589, cthurston74@gmail.com, or Pedro at 323-631-2122, P. Aguilera at blindunited.org. Let's hit the jackpot together. You can sell your payments to Blind United Incorporated by using the email blindunited2022@gmail.com. Unleash your creativity and spice up your senses at the Blind United Turn It Up and Paint event. Join us on June 22nd from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. in Fontana, California for an afternoon filled with art, flavor, and fun. For just $30, Get your own canvas and paint kit. Enjoy delicious carne asada nachos, other tasty appetizers, and receive a coupon for one of 3 Turn It Up items to use at the event. Don't miss out on this unique experience brought to you by Blind United, under the leadership of our CEO, Ed Davis. It's not just an event, it's a celebration of creativity and community. Secure your spot now. Call us at 1-909-846-8825 or email info@blindunited.org. We can't wait to see you there and watch your creativity soar.
All right. Well, let me just throw this out there. I know, Thomas, it's your first time in listening to this stuff, but I know it sounds like we may do a lot of fundraising or whatever like that, and there's a reason for that because I don't know if you've noticed, Thomas, but everything we do here at Blind United, all of our interest groups, all of that technology training we were talking about a little earlier, all the little social interaction, support groups, everything we do is 100% free to anybody that wants to participate. We don't charge anybody for anything, but again, as always, there are expenses, into that we occur in trying to, provide these platforms such as the Zoom and in this StreamYard and stuff like that, as well as we do have scholarships that we've given out. We just gave away $2,000 in scholarships to 2 lucky winners. The lady in the comments there, Corinne, she's one of our lucky winners. So again, we're trying to do everything we can within the community. We're not asking for any membership money or any fees or any of that kind of stuff. We just do fundraisers. We try to do parties and things and different things that, the community might like to do. I know you're out there, you're in Colorado, right, Thomas?
Yes, sir. Colorado.
Yeah. So I know you're way out there and you can't necessarily really participate in some of this other stuff we do as fundraisers and stuff. But again, we're just trying to create events, where we can all come together, have some fun and, raise a little money so we can keep this process moving. There's some other things so there's some other stuff we also do that we support. And I'm going to ask Brittany to go into that because she's really good with this one. Let them know about Jimmy. Brett, if you don't mind.
All right. Well, there's this awesome guy named Jimmy, and he has a nonprofit called You Can Give, where they give canes to people in third world countries, countries in Africa, South America, where they can't get canes. I don't know, Thomas, if you use a cane, but I can't imagine living without my cane. My cane has saved my life, literally. And so what he does is he goes to these countries and he gives people canes. So if you have an old, raggedy, beat up cane that you don't use anymore, you can ship it to Jimmy, free matter for the blind, or you can ship it to Ed and we'll refurbish it and we'll send it on over to Jimmy. So that's youcangive.org, or if you'd like more information about this, info@blindunited.org, and Ed will let you know more information about it.
Right. And if you're just also interested in buying a cane, he has what he started first before he started is You Can Give. He started Custom Cane with a K. And myself personally, that's how I connected with him. I don't know. I didn't want to be, average. I didn't want to carry a white cane with a red tip. I wanted to be different. I wanted to stand out. So I got with Jimmy and we worked out a design. I think my first cane was like I was really into NASCAR. He's really into doing sports themed canes. So I created the checkered flag on my cane. So
there you go.
My whole cane was all black and white checkers, and that started the whole process. Now I have about 5 canes.
Wow.
Brittany's got a couple, a couple of our other members, they've got a couple. We've given away a few canes as well as, we've done raffles and stuff, raising money to help Jimmy out. We collect canes at all of our events. To date, Jimmy has given out over 2,500 canes to people in third
Wow.
world countries. Not only does he give them a cane, he gives them a solar powered digital recorder. And on that digital recorder, he has mobility instructions. He has, instructions on how to repair your cane. And then on a little side note, it's got, the Holy Bible on it as well. So he's just doing his thing out there trying to help people, and we're trying to do whatever we can to help him do what he does. Because I just think it's a great cause. So
Yeah, that's very helpful to those that don't have the access to a cane. I do use a cane. Um, I got a plethora of them in my closet. So
well, I mean, if you ain't using them or they broke down or whatever, and you like to give them to somebody who really need them, like I said, Jimmy could really use them. It doesn't matter the condition. All the
okay,
things are going to be refurbished as well, so you
yeah,
can
I'll keep that in mind.
you can either reach out to him at youcangive.org, and you can download a shipping label, which allows you to, send it to him, free matter for the blind. It does work. I've shipped many, many canes back and forth between me and him using free matter.
Okay,
So, either that or you can get at me and we can work something out and I can get you a label, whatever the case may be. But I know he could really use them canes. So let us jump into.
Wait. Before we do that, Tina
Go
said
for it.
morning, and yeah, Tina said good morning, and also like, okay, so how many canes does Jimmy need?
He needs 300 canes this year.
300 canes. Wow. Okay, guys who are listening, we need 300 canes. Putting that out there. All right, Ed.
Yeah, he's got 3 different trips he's taking this year. I know it's going to be Colombia, I believe, back to South Africa or somewhere in Africa. And I can't remember where the third location is, but bottom line, he's trying to make sure he's got at least 100 canes for each location. So, yeah, he needs 300 canes. So, again, if you got a cane, bring it, drop it off. Any of our events, contact me, contact Jimmy, whatever. We'll be more than happy to make arrangements to get the cane from you and make sure we get it refurbished and in the hands of somebody that could truly, truly, truly use it. So, and thank you for dropping in on us this morning, Tina. Tell them students we say hello, all that good stuff. So let's jump into this first article. This one here is a little crazy, so hope you enjoy it. We'll talk about it on the other end.
Airline passenger tracks missing bag to home of airport worker who is charged with felony theft. A Florida man is facing a felony grand theft charge in Broward County after a plucky airline passenger scheduled to fly out of Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in March tracked her stolen luggage to the man's home, according to the probable cause affidavit in the case. Junior Genius Bazil, 29, of Fort Lauderdale has been charged with grand theft in the 3rd degree. The victim was slated to leave the airport on a Spirit Airlines flight the evening of March 3rd, but the airline canceled the flight and told all passengers they could retrieve their checked luggage on the baggage belt at Terminal 4, the affidavit said. Paula Garcia told CNN affiliate WPLG in Miami that she usually takes her suitcase on board, but this time, she was told she had to check it. Garcia said waited at least 2 hours for her pink roller bag, which contained an Apple MacBook, Apple iPad, Apple Watch, jewelry, high-end women's clothing, and toiletries. It never came out on the luggage belt. In her WPLG interview, Garcia said that Spirit Airlines told her that her luggage had been sent to her house. The luggage never came. But Garcia explored another avenue with her own electronic tracker. Garcia, not named in the affidavit, later pinged the electronic items inside the bag to try and locate them, and the ping showed them at an address in Fort Lauderdale, the affidavit said. She then went to retrieve her things from the address, but she couldn't contact anyone inside the home, the affidavit said. While at the house, she took video and still pictures where she saw several pieces of luggage in the front of the home, none of which were her own, the affidavit said. Garcia told WPLG that she dialed 911. The first thing I remember the police told me is, "What are you doing here? This is so dangerous for you to be here." When a detective with the Broward County Sheriff's Office searched the address within the airport's employee databases, he found that Bazil reportedly lived at the address. Bazil was listed as working at a Paradis Lagardère travel retail store at the airport and was working on the day of the theft, according to the affidavit. The store's loss prevention manager was contacted, and he provided the detective with internal CCTV footage from the day of the incident, which allegedly showed Bazil entering the store's storage room with a pink shell roller bag, matching the description of the stolen bag, and rummaging through the luggage, the affidavit said. He then appeared to take the MacBook and other smaller items out of the luggage and put them in other bags. Paradis Lagardère takes this matter very seriously. Immediately upon learning of the incident, this employee was terminated. As this is an ongoing police matter, we have cooperated with the investigation and recommend reaching out to the Fort Lauderdale Police Department for more information, the company told CNN on Wednesday afternoon. After being charged with grand theft in the third degree, Belize pleaded not guilty and posted $30,000 bond. His next court date is scheduled for August 23rd, court records show. CNN has reached out to Bazil and his public defender for comment. In a statement, Spirit Airlines told CNN that even though they are not aware of any evidence that any Spirit employee was involved, the airline issued a reimbursement check to the woman whose luggage was stolen as a courtesy. Now back to the coffee time crew.
All right. Well, that's some crazy stuff right there. I don't know if everybody paid any attention to the fact that, she normally carries her bag on, and for whatever reason, somebody told her that she had to check her bag. I don't know what that's about, because I do know that Spirit charges for bags, especially when you check them. So, but something else that they didn't put in there, he worked at one of the, the venues within the airport. How did he get his hands on her bag? That don't make no sense to me, but somehow really he got a hold of her bag, and thank God for Find My Device, whether it was your iPad or whatever it was, but she was able to track it down to the guy's house and break up this thing, so. But yeah, I guess it just shows you got to really, really be, aware of what's going on out there. So, some crazy stuff.
That is pretty crazy. I couldn't imagine someone else having my bag. I normally try to take stuff up on the plane, but like she, with her thing, she couldn't do that because they said she couldn't do it. I wonder if they set her up from the beginning.
It had to be an inside job because, again, she's working, I'm sorry, the guy was working within one of the stores, but, how did he get a hold of her bag? If she checked her bag with Spirit, somebody at Spirit either gave him that bag or they actually gave, he had access to where the bags were going and he could grab one,
Right.
I don't know what that situation was, but man, it's shady. It just shows there's a lot of shady people out there,
Right.
They made it sound like, he had money, $30,000 bail. No, not really. You get a bail bond, I think that might cost you about $3,000,
Right. Right.
Plus somebody putting up their property or, something equivalent for, as security for that $30,000. So,
and it said she saw other bags inside of the residence. So her bag wasn't the only one there. She didn't see hers at first.
Right. They had their own little, their little hustle going on or whatever it was,
That's
so
crazy.
But yeah, that's really, really some sad stuff they had going on there. So all I can say is just be aware, regardless where you at, what you're doing. I mean, even at the airport, again, because I'm one of them that, uh, I'm not trying to do the bag check thing if I don't have to. I'm just depending on where I'm going, how long I'm gonna be gone. Most of the time, I'm gonna do my carry on.
Right.
And I guess at this point now we got to be aware. Well, I haven't done Spirit, Frontier, or any of the what we want to call the budget airlines yet. So,
Right.
but at the same time, no, I would question that. Wait a minute, why do I need to check my bag? Well, give me a legitimate reason why you getting ready to charge me for checking a bag when I'm allowed to do a carry on. So I don't know. You could just don't go with things naively is my advice. So I don't know what you think about this, Britt.
Only in Florida, I don't know. And people, it's crazy. People, what the hustles that people have going on, the scams. It's just the whole story's crazy to me. I mean, I know I track my luggage. I always have an AirTag in my luggage or an iPad, a MacBook, something. So there's always a way for me to track it. So I don't know. That's just crazy. All of it's just crazy to me. I've never flown Spirit, so I'm
Right,
glad.
right, right. Me either. But again, I mean, and then again, like I said, it just depends on where I'm going, how I'm gonna be gone, as to whether I'm gonna do a check bag or whatever. Most of the time, like I said, it's a carry on, with either a backpack or I got my messenger bag, so I'm good with all that. But again, right? Hey, don't let nobody get you. You got to be aware. You got to be conscious of everything that's going on around you. So that's some really really crazy stuff there. So anyway, let me. I got a couple more articles here. I'm gonna move down here to the next one. Is anybody else in the comments, Brett? Did I lose you, Brittany?
Yeah, I was reading the comments. Corinne said that she feels like this probably happens more often than we think it does. With the stealing of the luggage. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, and I know we were talking about this the other, what was it, yesterday? With the AirTag thing.
Right.
But I think it was pretty much the same situation, wasn't it? Some luggage came up missing, and I can't
Yeah,
remember.
and then Tina said that the story just sounds very fishy to her. I mean, all these Apple products. I I wonder how they even target people. Do they look at this person and go, "Oh, this person looks like they got money," or "This suitcase looks expensive. Let me steal this suitcase." I mean, all of this just seems very fishy.
I mean, but all of that could also play into it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you got, a little, not that there's anything wrong with a bag from Walmart, but if you got a Louis Vuitton versus a regular Walmart bag, chances of somebody wanting to get with your Louis Vuitton luggage, or that more higher end luggage, then they know you probably have more higher end stuff inside. I mean, I forget. I was talking about that yesterday with them tags. How back in the day I was they came up with a concept of something similar to air tags, but also at that time, I mean, there was. I think it was they were saying like 30 to 40% of folks flying throughout the planet anyway, their luggage got lost. It was a big issue. So I imagine it still is, and who knows if it's actually all getting lost. I mean, it could be a lot of this kind of thievery and whatnot going on. I know that they don't do, the airlines themselves don't do their due diligence in order to make sure that, your bag gets back to you. A lot of times they just throw it in the room with, a couple 100,000 other pieces of luggage. And, once or twice a year, they hold an auction and auction it off, So that's crazy.
Yeah. Thank God
Yeah.
for the CCTV. Otherwise, they never would have caught him.
You know, yeah. Well, actually, I think she had an iPad in there, is what it was. But she was able to track it with her phone and track her iPad, and her iPad, find my device on your iPhone. Uh, Took her right to where it was, and I mean, I know that stuff is amazing. I've seen it in action. I've seen where we were out one time and somebody picked up somebody else's phone, and we punched their information into the phone and it took us directly to that person.
Wow.
Okay. And now you got the phone. You might as well give it up before we call the police. you know. I mean, my daughter one time, she had hers on top of her car, and they got that accident thing on there to where, say, if something happens, so she accidentally left her phone on top of the car and drove off. So when she bent the corner out of the shopping center, it slid off and crashed in the street. Well, the phone registered as a crash.
Mm.
And it instantly got a hold of her instant contact, her emergency contacts, and let us know. And then we were all tripping because why? Now the phone, uh, somebody's, well, my daughter, one of my other daughters, she recognized the location. She sent a friend over there to see about, my other daughter, right? And he found her phone in the street.
Oh, wow.
So he picked her phone up and took it home, and then the phone was telling us that the phone was moving. So we finally picked the phone up from him the next day, but it's amazing how these tracking devices are really, really working. But anyway, on that note, here's another one I think you guys will like. I'm going to drop this one on you right quick.
Consumers are thinking twice on tipping. See what services they're skipping most. People are a little bit stingier in barber chairs and Ubers than they were just a few years ago. The shares of adults who say they always tip their hairstylists, servers at sit-down restaurants, and food delivery people have each fallen 8 percentage points since 2021, according to a Bankrate survey released Wednesday. That rate slipped 7 percentage points for taxi and ride-hail drivers over the same period. 3 years ago, the economy was reopening from the pandemic and inflation was higher than it is now, but so was concern for frontline workers. At the time, 3/4 of consumers reported always tipping restaurant servers, but today just 2/3 do. Despite modest upticks since last year, barely more than half of people now count themselves reliable tippers of hairdressers, 55%, and food delivery drivers, 51%. While only 41% say the same when it comes to ordering a ride. The survey reflects Americans' growing ease bypassing ubiquitous tipping prompts, from coffee shops to airport terminals in the post-COVID economy, especially as sticker prices have risen. While consumer spending has held remarkably steady, many households are feeling the squeeze from persistent inflation and tightening their belts accordingly. Some of that newfound caution may be factoring into when, where, and how much people tip. After the pandemic came inflation, and that has seriously cut into consumers' buying power, said Ted Rossman, senior industry analyst at Bankrate. Some workers' wages are now rising faster than prices, but others are still catching up. Many Americans are tipping less because they have less money to go around, and because they're no longer appreciating service industry workers as much, Rossman said. Any pullback in restaurant tips doesn't necessarily mean servers are worse off. At least 25 states have raised or will raise their minimum wage this year, with several major cities, including New York and Chicago, mandating a full minimum wage for tip earners. California's new $20 hourly minimum for workers at big fast food chains took effect in April. And some of the speediest hiring and wage growth lately has been in part-time and service sector roles, including those where tips are common. but many restaurant workers are seeing some impact from diners' tipflation fatigue. Roughly equal shares said their tips have stayed flat since last year as those who saw them decline, 36% and 35%, respectively, according to a recent survey by Spot On, the maker of a digital payment platform used by eateries and retail shops. Only 29% said their gratuities increased. Some patrons may be turned off by preset tip amounts, said Hans Freck-La Rosa, senior behavioral researcher at Duke University's Common Sense Lab. Others might see mobile payments as a bit more impersonal, making it easier to skimp. Poll quote, the larger that sort of psychological distance, the less likely we are to follow through on that intention of tipping. Hans Freck-La Rosa, Duke University's Common Sense Lab. The larger that sort of psychological distance from the person or business, or the weaker that shaming force is, the less likely we are to follow through on that intention of tipping, he said. The Bankrate findings also come amid a broader reshuffling of consumers' leisure habits, with spending pullbacks in some areas and upticks in others, in many cases along existing socioeconomic fault lines. Budget-conscious diners have retreated from fast food chains this year following menu price hikes, kicking off a race to lure them back with deals and discounts. Meanwhile, middle and upper-income consumers are still splashing out on vacations. Cruise lines have had bookings surge. Other consumer shifts are more situational than zero-sum. In most major U.S. cities, for example, transaction volumes have fallen sharply midday during the workweek, but they've been more than offset by increases on evenings and weekends, the digital payments process Square said last month. It's a sign that Americans are holding onto their lunch money to spend on happy hour drinks and weekend brunch. With people's spending behaviors in flux, there's little consensus around what the new normal should be. One TikToker triggered widespread debate after posting in February about opting not to tip the stylist she paid $350 to do her braids. She pointed out that she paid in cash, necessitating an inconvenient ATM trip as part of her rationale for skipping gratuity. While plenty of service workers may disagree with such decisions, it seems clear that bills and coins are still preferred in the era of card readers. In the Spot On survey, a resounding 89% of restaurant workers said, if you're going to tip, they'd rather you do it in cash. Now back to the coffee time crew.
So for those that know me, know I have strong opinions about this kind of stuff. And just to be perfectly clear, I'm not against tipping at all. I was raised by a waitress, that depended on tips, for money. Several people in my family were in the service industry as well, waiters and stuff like waitresses. But bottom line, a tip for me is a gratuity. It's something that you give somebody depending on what do you want to call it, the service you receive. So on that note, don't put your automatic tip on my bill, because now you're taking that requirement of me getting good service off the table. That person no longer is required to give me good service because they're going to get tipped anyway. I mean, yeah, it should be in their job description to give good service. But when you're not, when you don't have to earn that tip, you're lacking your skills. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. I mean, and, as far as this fast food worker thing is going, come on, man. These folks deserve a living wage. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going off right now about how, they're talking about how, yeah, okay, it costs you $10 to get you an Egg McMuffin breakfast meal. It might cost you, $15, $20 for a Big Mac quarter pounder meal. They're pushing that cost right back onto us, but I mean, at the same time, let's go here. How many folks that work for McDonald's or Walmart or, any of these big box stores, or I mean, whatever, but they can't even afford it, their own insurance. So therefore now they're on, they have to go and get, with social services to get them some medical coverage. They have to go to social services to get them some food stamps. Why? Because the job they have is not paying them enough to be able to support their family. You know, they want to blame California for, ours went into effect in April, $20 an hour. I ain't mad at them, you know what I'm saying? But California is not the only one. I mean, you just heard the article say, I think it said like 25, 26 states, this year putting it into effect that, you're no longer going to be able to pay these folks sub minimum wages, Uh, I mean, either we're going to pay out of our pocket now, you know what I'm saying, with higher prices, or we're going to pay on the other side anyway in our taxes, because who pays for social services? We do.
We
So,
do.
so I don't know. That's just my opinion on these tip things. So, I don't know how everybody else feels, but that's my opinion. So,
I kind of agree with you. I mean, I went to a restaurant and, with someone cited, and they were, I was getting ready to put my tip on the table, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's already on the check." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Says gratuity. And I'm like, "What?" Yeah, I just didn't appreciate that.
well, no, I don't either, and I don't like the fact that a lot of times you don't even know until you get your check.
Until you get your check. That's right.
I mean, it's just, and then again, the service is not always worthy, the 15 to 20% that they want to charge, and
It
then,
wasn't. And it
you know,
wasn't.
and again, don't go in there with a party of, 6, 7, 8, because now it's definitely 20 to 25%.
It
You
went
know,
up. Mm-hmm.
the bigger your party, the bigger the percentage they charge you. A lot of the reason why you go into some of these restaurants, they don't want to do, individual checks. Why? Because they want to put you in that lump. They want to put you to where now we can charge you that extra percentage, for tipping and whatnot, And again, it should be company policy, but it's not necessarily enforced to where, you're guaranteed to get good service, you
No.
know.
And not only that, that the receipt had gratuity on it, it had two different prices. If you paid with a credit card, it was higher than if you paid cash. It was two different prices on there.
Well, and here again, that's another issue because they again now they want to charge us for the service fee that whatever card processing center they're using is charging them to process those cards.
That's terrible. But it sure was on that receipt. Gratuity. And then the credit card, if you paid with a credit card, it was one price, which was higher. And then
Right.
the cash was cheaper. And I didn't have that much cash. Neither one of us together did. So, of course, we had to pay that higher price with the credit card and give the waiter this gratuity, which he was awful.
Right.
So we
So,
just decided we're just not going back there anymore.
well, I mean, and again, I agree. I mean, if this is the way you want to operate your business, you know what I'm saying? Then do cash only. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put an ATM in the lobby outside the front door or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want, let them have to go through the machine, and through an ATM. I mean, there's going to be fees that go along with that, but I mean, if it's a good restaurant or whatever, no problem. They're going to understand cash. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But at the
Right.
same time, don't make me pay a tip. You know, just because you serve me my food. No, that's your job. I came in here to buy the food, and it's part of your job to serve it to me. Now, depending on the level of service you give me, I will give you a gratuity.
Right.
I will thank you for the quality of service that you have given me. in a form of a gratuity. You might want to call it a tip, but I'm gonna call it a gratuity. I mean, the better your service is, the better it's gonna be. You
That's
know,
right.
I mean, my mother told me stories. I've had aunties tell me stories. Where they, you know, some folks are just crabby or whatever. But they did their best to try to get these folks, good service. And when they left, there was 2 cents on the table.
Ooh,
You know,
ooh,
I mean that's an insult.
that is.
Your service was only worth 2 cents.
Wow.
I mean, some people are just that way. But again, don't force anybody to pay, for something that they may not receive, which is that good service.
That's right.
Make them earn that tip. I mean, especially now, if you pay them a living wage, then a tip is bonus, it's extra. You know what I'm saying? It's not, they don't depend on that, to make themselves a living wage. So I mean, I know me and Brittany, we've had this conversation many, many times in the past. We've been out places. What was that we went to, Britt? What was it, Mama, whatever that was, in Rancho?
Oh, Mama Portioso's, and we paid a car note for dinner. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We paid a card note for dinner. I mean,
Ooh,
the
cardinal.
actual, the actual gratuity was over $100. They charged me 40. What was it? I can't. What was it? Okay, it was 50. No, it's $46 for a shot of Hennessy, and then charged me another $4 for the Coke.
No.
Okay, come on, man.
Oh, that's $50 right there. Oh, that's terrible. You could
I
have bought a whole
mean,
bottle
And
for
the
that.
food wasn't even all that great. I mean, I know people go there for the ambiance, the music, the DJ, the stuff that's around, the beautiful people, but I can't see any of that.
Right?
I mean,
That's
all the
awful.
ambience. I mean, and again, luckily we had our sighted family members and what with us, so they were able to describe it. So just to give you a little quick rundown, it's like you're sitting under a lemon tree. The
Mm.
roof is covered with leaves and branches, and it had literally has lemons hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
Okay, all of the tables were slices of tree trunks.
Mm.
Okay, that they made tables out of them,
Oh,
and stuff like
wow.
that. I mean, so yeah, okay.
Fancy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. They want to call themselves to be a 5-star, authentic Mexican restaurant, whatever. Come on, man. It I paid what, 27 dollars for 2 tacos. Okay, and then they charged me extra for the refried beans on the side.
Oh, no.
Come on, man. Every Mexican restaurant I ever been to, they give you beans and rice on the
And
side for
rice on
free.
the side for free. That's right. That's right.
Not
So
these luxury Mexican restaurants. I mean, I guess that's
Ooh,
a big thing. I
wee.
don't know about in Texas, Carol, but in California, that's a real big thing now. Charging you like $30 for some tacos. Because
No.
it's for
I'm
the.
sh- Now, if it is some places like that, Brittany, I have not walked in the doors. But I'm telling you, normally, Mexican food is pretty cheap unless you do go to a high end, but I don't know too many high end.
I mean, it's crazy. It just doesn't make any sense. And I mean, I'm sorry, it may not be authentic, but I grew up on hard shell tacos. Uh, you
Right?
know, you can't hardly get them nowhere,
Oh no.
anywhere. I mean,
No.
in the places that do serve them, they're
They
serving
don't
those.
taste right.
Well, they serve the kind of taco shell you would get at like Taco Bell. It's preformed, it's real thin and brittle. You
Right.
know, the minute you grab the thing, the whole seam along the bottom cracks and all your stuff
Cracks
falls out
down.
the bottom.
Right. Right.
So again, but No, the service industry, they need to get with the program. You know, a tip is a gratuity based on the level of service that a person receives. You know what I'm saying? It's totally 100% wrong, in my opinion, to charge someone for a level of service that you may not be delivering. You know, again, just if you take care of me, treat me right, trust and believe, you're going to be happy with my tip. But you know, I don't want you to require me to do this. And you know, just a little side note for myself. How you gonna sit there and tell me I gotta give you 15 to 20% and God don't want but 10?
Right?
Okay. I mean, that, to me, that's just totally crazy. So,
Right. That's right.
on that note, I think I'm gonna bring this one to an end. I want to tell everybody I appreciate everybody coming in. Carol, Brittany, Ray, Thomas, of course, Tina, and Corinne, and everybody that jumped in
That
the comments and
commented,
stuff.
yeah.
You know, so I really do appreciate everybody. Everybody that may view this a little bit later on, I appreciate you. You know, if you would please take the time, run over to YouTube and you know, check us out, Blind United. Of course, you can type in coffee time, it'll pop up, whatever. But please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It really, 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 really does help. So I would appreciate it if you don't mind supporting us in that way. And on that note, we will see you on the next one. Tomorrow is TGIF. So,
Yep. And if you
uh,
want to be on the show, info at blindunited.org and we'll let you be on. You know, we like to have different opinions, different people come on. You know, it's always a party over here. So please, info at blindunited.org.
right, 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 right. Well, I mean, we are Blind United. You know, we don't care where you're at in the country. We don't care you know what race, sexual orientation, political stance, whatever. If you blind, you part of the family, and when we want to hook up with you, and you know that we care about you as a blind individual, blind visually impaired individual, and you know, again, we just want to unite with you and try to create a community of united blind folks so we can possibly get some stuff done within our you know, Congress and what like that, so we can speak with one voice rather than, you know, be divided and not get anything. So
Hashtag one voice.
hashtag one voice. So on that note, I appreciate everybody. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy your thirsty Thursday and don't let your thirst overwhelm you. So please don't drown in it. Just sip on it. All right. We will have you guys floating around later on today. So, but anyway, everybody have a great day, and we will see you on the next one. Have a great day.